Hello, everybody. Welcome to Little Rusty Bucket. Subscribe to the channel and drop a like. Trying to hit 40k subs. That subscription would be much appreciated. In today's video, I wanted to talk about Ryan Rollins of the Milwaukee Bucks. I, just like basically everybody else, was not particularly high on the Milwaukee Bucks this year. I still gave them like a very real legitimate chance that they could be a 50-win team just because I knew that Giannis was going to be going superhero mode this entire year, which is exactly what he has done to this point. However, my overall take on the Bucks was that, like, other than Myles Turner, this is a roster that is made up of like 7th and 8th men. And I do think that has largely rung true, except for one player who I was just blatantly ignorant about, and that is Ryan Rollins. I do remember that he was making some noise last year and that Bucks fans were like hyped about him. But frankly, I was kind of under the impression that that was more of like, okay, these are fans of the team who has seen a lot more of this guy and are probably just overreacting a little bit. But no, he's actually really fucking good, and I was completely wrong about that. Thus far this year, he is averaging 17 points up from 6. He's shooting 46% from 3 on 5 attempts per game, 5 assists as well, 2.5 turnovers. He is shooting 57% on his 2-pointers, not getting to the line all that much. That's a little bit of a knock, but that's about it. But I think the thing that's key with Rollins and what actually makes me really excited about him is I think he has the perfect balance of aggressiveness paired next to Giannis. Because, like, a big reason why the Damian Lillard thing did not work is that Damian really needed Giannis to be more of a screen guy, more of a pick and roll guy, someone who would allow Dame to dribble the ball a shit ton. But like Giannis initiates most of his offense, at least a very high percentage of it, from the perimeter. So a lot of the ways that Giannis would try to approach offense was just kind of contradictory to playing alongside Dame, which is a big reason why that duo just did not work out at all, on top of injuries. And frankly, I feel like Damian could have adjusted his game a little bit more because he's just the worst player. So it makes sense for him to make more adjustments than Giannis did. But one way or the other, not a good duo. Did not work to nearly the degree that people, including myself, saw the potential in. So for that reason, that's why the wave and stretch happened and all of that. But Rollins is the right amount of aggressive. He is the right amount of dribbling the ball versus being an off-ball guy. He hits his threes really well. He's a good catch and shoot option, but he can also run pick and roll with Giannis when they want to do that. And he can score the ball when Giannis is sitting down. So we'll just watch this game from the 30th. But like, he moves like a veteran, dude. It's actually kind of wild how like poised of a player he is for how little he has played in the NBA. Steals off Kuminga really well, using his body to shield him away from the ball. Myles Turner hands it off to him, top of the key. Post is too late to contest, taking it up straight at Draymond Green with no fear. That is quite a bit of confidence out of a young guard going against one of the best defensive players of all time. He has Kuminga on him once again. That is a nasty rip through, and I'm surprised he managed to hold his balance there to finish with the left hand. More pick and roll operating here. Kicks it out to Myles Turner in the corner from outside. Ooh, that's nice. He does the fake step back to get Jimmy to step up a little bit and then steps through and finishes with the left hand. He's just super crafty. There really isn't anything that he can't do at least kind of well. This time it's an off the dribble 3-pointer off of the screen. Cole Anthony to Portis. That ball gets tipped to Rollins in the corner, and then he gets it right back to Bobby Portis for the floater. He's just like always making the right decision. Like every single time you can rely on him to make the right decision. Corner 3-pointer, Buddy Hield. That I don't know why you're jumping to the side of him there. Has Horford, a step back 3-pointer. I'm guessing this was a game without Giannis because I haven't seen him once. That would be why he ended up putting up this big game. That's not really much of an assist, but sure, Myles Turner with the 3-pointer. I will talk about the Bucks in general after this Rollins coverage in a second. Al Horford on the switch once again pulls up for the mid-range and laces it. Just so composed, so confident. And he's doing this against a really experienced team. That was a deep-ass step back over Jimmy Butler from outside. So I don't expect him to maintain this level of shooting. 45% from three is rather difficult to maintain. It seems quite evident to me that he is a very, very good player and that he makes keeping Giannis a lot more plausible. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think he's going to make an all-star appearance this year. But again, what I said about like the aggressiveness, he has the exact right amount of it when it comes to playing with Giannis. He lets Giannis do Giannis things. He does not interrupt the flow of that whatsoever, while still really filling the gaps and making them an overall great offense, even when Giannis is not on the floor. I mean, I don't know that they're a great offense when Giannis is on the floor, but at the very least, a respectable one. I wanted to highlight Myles Turner as well because he is hitting his three-pointers. I was expecting him to take more of a leap as a scorer overall. He's only averaging 12 points, which is actually less than he averaged last year at 15. And he's averaged 18 before, so I kind of expected him to put up 20 this year. Has not been the case. However, his defense has been really, really good. I was kind of low on him as a defensive player throughout the playoffs this most recent year, but he has allowed... frankly, he does a better job of being the defensive big paired with Giannis than Brook Lopez did, just because Brook was really getting too old. But yeah, the Bucks are very good defensively when he is on the floor. Our on-off stats here. Yeah, opponents are 7 points worse offensively whenever Myles Turner is on the floor, and the Bucks are 2 points better offensively with him. So Myles Turner has been a good addition. And like, yeah, I thought the whole waiving and stretching Dame's contract in order to add Myles Turner to the roster was like some serious desperation. And don't get me wrong, it's still a little desperate. But they knew that they had Ryan Rollins in their back pocket. And with him elevating his game to this degree, he's also like fairly young. He is what, 23 years old? Yeah, I think this could be enough that Giannis sticks around. And then you look at the rest of the roster. Kyle Kuzma's been really good lately. Kyle Kuzma has been cooking his last couple of games. I hate to see it because Kyle Kuzma's annoying, but whatever. Gary Trent shooting 37% from three. AJ Green is shooting 47% from three. And someone who I was really low on, Cole Anthony, he has had some good games. He's had some ugly games in there too. He went 2 for 12 versus Charlotte. But I've overall liked what I have seen from him on the floor, actually. Weirdly enough, the Milwaukee Bucks are the team that I have watched the most this year. I have watched almost all of Milwaukee's games, if I can pop that on screen for you. Yeah, Milwaukee, 9 games watched so far this year, and they have played 14 of them. So I've seen almost every Bucks game. And yeah, dude, this team is better than I gave it credit for sure. Myles Turner better than I give him credit for. Ryan Rollins, I just didn't really believe that he was going to be that substantial. And like, yeah, I still believe that like AJ Green and Gary Trent Jr. and Kyle Kuzma and Bobby Portis are like best as like your 6th, 7th, 8th best player. All of those players combined, plus Rollins is this good, plus Myles Turner is this good, and then you have who I feel like maybe shouldn't be the front runner for MVP, but at the very least needs to be at the very tip top of that conversation. You have Giannis on top of that. The Eastern Conference fucking sucks when you look at the bottom teams in the East. Look at this. 2-11, 1-12, 1-12. Like, you can absolutely compete with these guys. And I think the Bucks can do even better than they have at this point. I think they are better than their 8-7 record would indicate. And I think they have enough that it would not be shocking to me at all if Giannis ended up suiting up for the Bucks next season. And I feel like Ryan Rollins is only going to get better. So yeah, great addition for this team. I mean, he was already there last year, but in terms of him elevating his game, just really completely flipped the script on this team, at least in my mind. I'm sure there's still plenty of people who are like ready to hit the Giannis trade button at any given moment, but I think it's at least on delay until further notice for a while. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Ryan Rollins and the Milwaukee Bucks, but that is it. Goodbye.